Hi, it's Miggea, and you better strap in for this one because, spoiler alert, the end results were terrible. So I've had a couple broken ukuleles that I've gotten either from friends or my mother picked them up a few times when she went to like auctions and they were just thrown into boxes. And I always wanted to do something fun with them. So I thought, why not use the acrylic pour technique that I'd kind of figured out with my nail polishes to use up some of those on the ukulele and then paint something on top. So I did the pour. It turned out okay. The nail polish is old, so I had lots of bubbles and like goopy bits, but I didn't really care too much about that. It kind of gave it some fun textures. And then I made the worst decision ever, which was to be inspired by my recent whale watching trip and to paint some of the things I'd seen on the trip. That doesn't sound like a bad idea in practice, but I realized because I had to do this in gouache, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted, and I wasn't really sure how I wanted to paint them, and I didn't really practice drawing them in my style, that I kind of got myself in over my own head with something as simple as a few little whales on a fun little funky back. I did have some fun though with I taped off the hole in the center, and I thought a fun idea with that would be to kind of make it look like waves going out, and I did kind of like how that looked. And then I used the white to paint out the silhouettes of the whales like I had done on the project where I did my pets on the little canvases with the nail polish board. And then I went over top. I watered this down too much, so right away things weren't going well. I hadn't exaggerated the shapes like I normally would. I tried to draw them too realistically, so they weren't really fun to play with this really simple, like gouache ends up resulting in me having to paint really simply, which I already do, but more like color blocked, big shapes, things like that. I didn't plan that out. I really should have just sketched this out and thumbnailed it, but in any case, I put in that really way too watered down layers of color. I thought, we'll do purples, we'll do blues, we'll make it fun. And then I had to go over top again because it was just not drying down right, it looked terrible. So I mixed a thicker, less watered down version and went over it again. And very quickly realized that because I'd made these so small, and because I didn't really screw around with the shapes, like I said earlier, I kind of painted myself into a corner where I wasn't at the kind of skill level or technique with gouache that I can do very like detailed, interesting stuff, especially here where I couldn't water it down. If not on paper, I can't water it down and kind of treat it like a watercolor if I need to. I had to basically do these solid layers. So I did one layer, I did the blues on the little harbor porpoises. The whale up top, the purple one, is a minke whale. We saw both of these on our whale watching tour, and they were our most common friends for the whole tour, so I wanted to paint them. But I kind of went over with one base color, and then I went back in with a slightly darker color to try and give them a little more depth and creativity, and honestly, did not like the result. At all. After I was done, and I sat back and I stared at it and I realized just how much I hated it. I sent a picture to a couple friends and some of them were still like, yeah, it's still nice though. But one of them pointed out exactly what the problem was, and it was that I didn't stylize them. I didn't make them in my style. I did them way too simply. And all in all, I just did a bad job. So I might go back and paint something else over top of that, like see if I can cover up the whales with something different, but we'll see. In any case, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you enjoyed watching me do a terrible job of this. And if you would like to join my Patreon or support me financially, all that information is down below in the description. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Jesus.